night. How they have thirsted for this. How long they have thirsted for this. And Old Trafford feels as Old Trafford should feel. The night it all changed. The night they came to life. Erik ten Hag has his teeth into the job. Manchester United have their teeth into the season.
How are we doing, everyone? Happy Monday? Yeah, you can call it Happy Monday after that England game last night. England 3-0 winners against Senegal into the quarterfinals against France. Mbappe against England. Bellingham. Another incredible performance from Bellingham. We have to speak about Bellingham this morning. Oh, my God. What do you think about the intro? Peter Drury, it's week 2 of the Christmas intros. Today, there's another giveaway. You can see it's the 5th of December, so we've got 1 Cantona, 2 Cantonas, 3 Cantonas, 4 Cantonas, and there's a little tiny Cantona up there. So there's 5 Cantonas on camera here today. I'm going to be announcing the latest winner of giveaway number 2. If we can get 500 likes on the stream before the end of it, we can open that box and we can announce the 3rd giveaway as the calendar continues. But how are we all doing? Who's down here in the comments? Let's have a look. We've got Ruben, Josh, I can see you there. Salim, I can see you there as always. Actually, no, it's not, but it's nice to see you here on the stream. And I can see you there as well. Alex, Paula, Nizam, Maddie, Michael, Stephen. Who's on Facebook? Ian Cartwright, good morning to you. Mike, come on, man. It's December. Let me off. It's kind of hard to... The Monday ones always take a little bit longer to prepare because I'm looking at 48 hours worth of news. I'm trying to summarize and get into one video for you. But, yeah. 9:30, between 9:33 and 9:35. We'll leave it like that. And Josh, yeah, look at that, man. He's getting his teeth into the job. I'm getting my teeth into December. Tell you what, though, it's freezing. It is freezing. In England this week, it's about to get worse as well. Bar humbug. I like the summer. I like warmth. I don't like the winter. So I'm going to be moody about the weather for the next 3 months. But look, let's speak about the game last night. Let's speak about the World Cup over the weekend. Another couple of days where it just delivered. Honestly, I almost feel bad for doubting the World Cup before it happened, but everybody had their doubts about whether it was going to be an enjoyable experience, but I'm loving it. I'm loving the World Cup. I'm loving watching all of United's players. Look, we might have a World Cup winner coming back to Manchester United. And this week, right, we can speak today about the team flying out to Spain. The travelling squad has been announced. There's already training photos. I'll run through the main stories there. Jadon Sancho not out there. He's staying on his individual training plan. We'll speak about that this morning. But look, snow's being forecast later this week. Nah, sod that. Stupid country. Well, that is what the seasons do. But look, let's speak about it. England last night. Anybody watch the game? You know, what else are you doing on Sunday night? It was England's toughest game so far of the tournament. A game where there was real expectations. And I tell you what, England made Senegal look bang average. Senegal, who, of course, are African Cup of Nations winner. The strongest team in Africa. Now, of course, they didn't have Mane. But England made them look bang average. Earlier in the day, Mbappe got 2. France, that's 5 goals for him so far. He's got 9 World Cup goals at the age of 23. Wow. And for me, there's only one focus point we need to have this morning, and that's this lad. Now, I try to be as... I kind of try and take emotion away of when I speak about players I think we should sign or shouldn't sign. I try to be as practical as possible. But I have to admit here that with Bellingham, I'm getting swept away in the hype. I think part of it is an emotional reaction for sure. But Jude Bellingham, again, man of the match performance last night for England. And at 19, I've never... It really is like Rooney at 2004, isn't it? That's what it feels like. Bellingham is just years ahead of his age, really, in terms of the maturity. And it's look, that's what I mean, man. I did a video with real confidence before the World Cup, utter confidence, just saying, look, I know that Jude Bellingham is a wonderful player, but Manchester United we don't have the funds for signing Bellingham. And then, of course, the club was put up for sale, which might change everything. But it's Alex, you're down there saying Bellingham was on another level. Maddie, was it Maddie up there? No, it's Michael. You're saying this guy's a very special player. It is. He is. It's. Yeah, I don't know. As I said, I'm really torn on this one because the logic in the logical part of my brain is saying there's no point even having a conversation about Jude Bellingham, Sam. The reality is he's probably going to Real Madrid or Liverpool. Looks like he's got a little good friendship there with Jordan Henderson. There's a couple of members there joining. Ewald, you've joined. How you doing there, buddy? Let me know where you're watching from. I'll try and give you a shout out. And I think somebody joined before the stream went live as well. Let me try and give you a shout out too, sir. Where is it? There it is. John. I recognize your name, John. I think you've been around here before. But let me go down here and try and read a few of your comments on Jude Bellingham. Mark, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there. He really is ridiculous. Jonathan, you think he's going to be going to City? I think everybody is going to want him. Everybody. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, City, United, Liverpool. Chelsea will probably try as well. I don't think there'll be a top-level club that won't want to sign Jude Bellingham this summer. And I know some look. Maybe we can look at James Rodriguez would be an example. 2014 for Colombia, standout player. Remember that goal he scored, volley off the bar. I think I won goal of the tournament actually. And everybody was hyped about him, and he was just one of those players who had that hype after the World Cup. I don't think Jude Bellingham's in that category. I really, really don't. I mean, it's not as if we're having this conversation off the back of 4 performances from Jude Bellingham. We're just looking at a player who. We've spoken about this so many times in the comments, haven't we? I have no idea what the price is. But Borussia Dortmund, the Borussia Dortmund Chiefs are sitting there just like clinking champagne glasses together because they know what's coming. They know what's coming. And they've had some big sales and big signings before. They've had Jadon Sancho, of course, the Manchester United. They've had Erling Haaland, that he was released on a release clause, of course. So they didn't get as much for him. But Jude Bellingham, they are looking at, oh, man. 150 million being written there. You look at it and you go, that's not going to happen, is it? And then you take a step back and you think about all the clubs that are going to be in for him. And you're like, you know what? It probably will be. It probably will. We probably will see Jude Bellingham go for somewhere in that region. Now, it might not be up front. I don't even need to get into the conversations about that. But Alex, you're down here saying that I can't realistically put a number on it. Jack Grealish was 100 million, right? Wasn't he? I think he was the first 100 million player, well, English player. And it's I don't know. Amanda, look, right? This is the logical part of me that says absolutely the practical mindset. You'd rather have 350 million pound players to boost and improve this United squad in multiple key areas, and it will take us further forward. I know you're right. But the emotional part of me is just getting swept away in what I'm seeing from Jude Bellingham in the mate, this kid is the one. This is a Rooney level player. And you can't say that about many individuals. You really cannot. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to go on to have the sort of career that Wayne Rooney had. Wayne Rooney, Manchester United's all-time top goal scorer, England's all-time top goal scorer, a Premier League great, one of the greatest to have ever played. But Jude Bellingham looks like that. The responsibility he's taking on his shoulders, and it's like, yeah, Liam, this is what I keep. Every time I watch him, I'm like, there's no way he's 19. Is he really 19? And he is. And you're thinking, wow, technically, he's like 7 years away from his peak, as far as we know from like how we judge footballers. But I think I've said this to you before. And Jude Bellingham's the greatest example of it. It's amazing how much better footballers are getting at a younger age. When Rooney broke through as a teenager, he really was just like the diamond that stood out. Like Rooney was just different gravy because there weren't, like, you just don't make players like that. Erling Haaland's a good example as well. Jadon Sancho, when he was at Dortmund, there's so many youngsters now that are breaking through that, and you're like, wow, they are good. They are good, very, very young as well. Now, I don't think that Manchester United are going to be able to sign him. My gut instinct, even if we wanted to. But then you kind of remember that the Glazers are selling Man United. If I'm Man City, I'm probably going to go and try and sign a deal for Jude Bellingham in January. Get in there nice and early, seal it in January, maybe pay a little bit over the odds just to get it done. It's a bit like what Chelsea are doing at the moment with Christopher Nkunku. They're going to get that agreement signed, and they're going to sign him in the summer. Maybe that means that the price will be even higher straight after the World Cup. I don't know. I'm gonna go down here and read a few more of your comments out because I think this is a really interesting debate. And I'm gonna put a poll up in a minute with a really important question that I want you to think about before you put the answer in, because it's definitely one you're like, I'm not sure which one. Alan, you're saying you would rather Enzo Fernandez. Well, for that sort of price, I can kind of agree. John, you're saying, say we sign him for 150 mil, we'll only be 25. Like, my God, it's ridiculous. Unfortunately, over the last few years, we haven't been at a high level. We'll probably choose the Madrid or City option. I don't know. Well, obviously, we were close to signing Bellingham before he went to Dortmund, but he chose Dortmund. And let's be honest, he didn't exactly make the wrong decision, did he? No point talking about Bellingham, says John. He's not going to be coming to United. Let's hope he's better than Rooney. Once in 10 years, says Andrew, a star like Bellingham comes along. I don't know. This is the question I want to ask you. Right, one sec. Right, at the moment, we've got 166 likes on the video. Remember, we need to get to 500 before the stream ends, and I can open up the Cantona giveaway box. It's 5 Cantonas today. So all of you, drop a like on the video. Let's see if we can get up there before the end of the stream. Let me put this poll up, though, right? This is definitely going to be one. Think about it before you put your answer in, right? You had to choose between one of these two players to sign. Who are you going for? Right? Who are you going for? Jude Bellingham or Frankie de Jong? Just in a hypothetical situation, because I think it's an interesting conversation. Because this feels like a heart and a head sort of debate. Heart tells you Bellingham. Generational talent. I know that gets banded around. That term gets banded around a lot. But Jude Bellingham, we really are witnessing something that, even at the World Cup, to be doing that at 19 for England at the World Cup, it's like, wow. It's on a different level to anything that I've seen before. And then my head comes through and thinks, you know what? Frankie de Jong is the perfect player for what Manchester United are currently missing. What we're looking at here, and because I've said that Manchester United, what we need to do going forward, we need to sign players because of the profile of that player. And if we're looking at the player that Manchester United are missing at the moment, it's that deeper lying playmaker that can link the midfield and defense. That player, like, maybe we're not missing it in the idea that we've got Christian Eriksen, but de Jong it feels like there's a more obvious spot inside this United starting 11 and squad for Frankie de Jong than there is for Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham at the moment, he's the way he's shining is by playing a little bit more advanced and further forward. Maybe you could see that at United. You could see Bellingham there alongside Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro behind him. My God, imagine that as a midfield three. Jeez. But I'll be interested to know what you're saying on this poll, because neither of them will probably end up coming to Manchester United. The De Jong situation, I'm not sure whether United are going to go back in for him after being stung last time. And Bellingham, just the ferocity of the interest in him is going to be insane. It really, really is. Ben, I think you're kind of right on this one. Jude Bellingham, the way he's shining with England at the moment is playing further forward, but it's obvious that he can be molded into pretty much. He could become like a Yaya Toure if he was coached that way. That ball winning, powerful, driving midfielder who can and does play slightly deeper. Or he could probably just be the greatest number 8 you've ever likely to see. That midfielder who plays slightly further up. And it all depends on who signs him, really. Let me see what you're saying there. Maddie, you say that we need Dion more, but we also need a superstar to shine. Bellingham's profile is perfect. We need an 8. I would argue that we need that slightly deeper midfielder a little bit more than we need someone who's playing more advanced. But as I said, he's at the age of 19. He can basically be coached into anything you want him to be. And he'll probably be the best in the world in whatever position you just put him in. Let me see what you're saying in the comments. So we've got nearly 350 votes so far. 73% of you are going for Jude Bellingham at the moment. 73%. Sweeping win for him. Alex. Imagine that. No, I don't think that'll be happening. Still no reason to talk about him because bigger clubs have... I mean, Man United is one of the biggest clubs in the world. Let's not get that twisted. Nothing's ever changed there. And I personally think any conversation about Jude Bellingham depends on this, right? Depends on this. Depends on whether or not the Glazers actually sell up. A, whether they sell up, and B, whether they sell up earlier rather than later this season. Because if we've got new owners in, you know what new owners do. Todd Boehly did it at Chelsea. I'm sure Liverpool's new owners will do the same. New owners will come into Manchester United and they will want to make a statement. And there will be I'm not sure you can make a bigger statement, really, than signing Jude Bellingham. Than signing the star for the next, 10 years. 10 years or so. So I think that's pretty much the only thing that we can effectively hope for. That if Manchester United get new owners and we get them in early enough, that they would want to make a statement. And a statement like Jude Bellingham is pretty much the biggest statement I think that is possibly. If we're looking at next summer, Jude Bellingham is the number 1 transfer. I think you're going to see a bidding war like you've probably never seen a bidding war before. Maybe there's going to be clubs going sort of going in big and going in early. A club like City. I honestly don't. Every time I look at that figure and I go 150 million, I'm like, nah, there's no way. And then I think about it. I'm like, absolutely will. He will go for like 150 million. Let's go on here. These limitations on your post were well exposed when the USA didn't give him space. Man, come on. If you can try and criticize, if you want to try and find the point to criticize Bellingham on that, okay. But you're really stretching. You really are stretching for it. Now, of course, the game that's coming up is the France game. Now, that is going to be an extremely, extremely interesting game. And absolutely, it's probably lined up to be a classic, I think. Get a pre-contract agreement signed. Oh, man, I don't know. We would need to spend 400. We need a striker first. I know you're right. You're not. I know you're right. There's so much logic that you can apply to the concept that we shouldn't really be having a conversation around Jude Bellingham. But I've got to be honest. I'm fully on board the hype train. I'm being swept away by not just the World Cup form. It's everything on top of it, right? It's just the whole package. But yeah, let's have a little conversation here about this game. Jonathan, you're feeling pretty confident down there. I'll tell you what, as an England fan and watching England at tournaments, I don't personally feel like I've ever had confidence to this level about an England team. And the reason I'm saying that is that we don't just have one brilliant player who's just shining, and you're pointing and looking towards that player to really sort of take you somewhere else. Argentina, very good team, but they're all looking towards Lionel Messi to make it happen. France, they're all looking towards Kylian Mbappe. In England, you can look towards Foden or Saka or Rashford or Bellingham, or there's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 England players that are all just like, I can't believe, like yesterday I was offended that Marcus Rashford was left out of the starting 11. And then Foden's got 2 assists and Saka scored a great goal. Southgate's getting the calls right. And that game against France on Saturday, England against France, it's going to be a classic. It will be a classic. And it's probably, if we're being honest, it's probably the best 2 teams at the World Cup so far. I think so anyway. And England have actually totaled, with 12 goals, we've already scored as many goals as we did in the whole of the 2018 World Cup. That's quite impressive. Tony's saying everyone's right. What? Everyone's writing off France. I have not seen that. No one's writing off France. Jeez, imagine trying to write off Mbappe. All I'm going to say is good luck, Kyle Walker. Get in the ice bath for the next 4 days and don't leave, because you're going to need every single iota of energy in those legs. And it's good. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Carl Dale saying England get past France and meet Brazil in the final. 6 United players in the World Cup final. Imagine that. We'll just call it quits. Everybody can come home as a World Cup winner. I'm really looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to that game. And as I said, I've just really enjoyed this World Cup so far. And that now means that Marcus Rashford's through, of course, to the quarterfinals. Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw. England have kept 3 clean sheets in the last 4 games. It's just coming together. It really is coming together. Brian, as an Irishman, watching England play like this is quite worrying. Did you see Roy Keane's reaction yesterday? It was hilarious. Like Gary Neville and Ian Wright were going absolutely mad on ITV when England was scoring, and Roy Keane's just standing there, just like writing notes down, like, oh yeah, here we go. And he was moaning about the Senegalese fans. Big up to the Senegalese fans. Let's see down here. Danny Olmo, that's a random one. The Spanish, the most un-Spanish looking dude in the entire world. Yeah, that's what David. Look, I know. I'm not in any way, shape, or form being cocky, man. Any way, shape, or form. France is the team that has the star in Mbappe, I suppose, in the same way that England team has the star in Bellingham. They are a good team. Griezmann's playing a little bit of a deeper role. It's suiting them. Giroud, who is now France's all-time top goal scorer, won't be for very long because Mbappe's coming. Enjoy it while it's there. They're a good team too. Don't know. I wouldn't want to predict. I really wouldn't want to predict what's going to happen. I certainly wouldn't put any money on it either. Let me go down here and see what else you're saying in the comments. If we to have the possibility of signing Bellingham or Mbappe, who would you choose? And that isn't a conversation I think we need to have, because that's never going to happen. Or is it? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe we can have that conversation in the future. It's an interesting question. We're just under 300 likes now on the video. So we need 200 more likes in the next, what is it, half an hour or so? Make sure you do it, and then we can open the Christmas Cantonar box and we can get the next giveaway going. And I can announce the winner of the second giveaway, which was the 1999 Christmas sweater. So make sure you drop a like on the video. Let's move on to the next talking point. And this is a talking point that I really, really enjoyed at the weekend. And I can't wait to have it again. Let me zoom in on that just a little bit more. Honestly, it was an almost worldwide happiness at the same time. Unless you're Uruguayan, right? Everybody loved seeing Luis Suarez in tears. And you know what? If you're the villain your whole life, had you watched Uruguay before that game against Ghana? Suarez was absolutely crap in that World Cup. He looked old. He looked old. And he went into that game there against Ghana, and all of a sudden he's looking like 4 years younger because he thrives off the hate. He loves it. It's his energy. And because of that, I loved every single second of South Korea scoring that late winner knocking Uruguay out, and let me just quickly drink some of Suarez's tears. One sec. Oh yeah. Oh, that tastes great. That tastes great. I said it's my profile picture on Twitter for 24 hours. Look, as I said, if you're the villain that much in your life, expect when you start falling down for people to revel in it. All right. And big up to everybody in Ghana. It wasn't how anybody wanted it to go. I wanted Ghana to get the revenge that they deserved. And Ayew missed that penalty. And I'm like, oh no, such a bad penalty. But you could tell it was a penalty that was a severe amount of pressure on it. And yeah, man, it tasted good. It tasted great, in fact, to see Luis Suarez in absolute bits on the sideline. As I said, that the worldwide unity in everybody reveling in that was just wonderful to see. Everyone likes a bit of Schadenfreude. If you don't know what Schadenfreude is, you should Google it. It's a great word. It really, really is. How many likes are we on now? 333. I reckon we'll hit the 500 before the end. Mark, you're talking about new owners again. He's saying we need to settle the owner situation before we start speaking about anyone. You're right there. I know you're correct. And as I said, I need to try and I'm speaking to Kieran Maguire, who's a football financial expert. I'm speaking to him on Thursday, I believe. That's how I've got an interview with him. And I want to speak to him about the financial situation of Manchester United when it comes to new owners, when it comes to the January transfer window. All of us, we can speak about Jude Bellingham all we want. I'll speak about Denzel Dumfries in a minute. I'll speak about Cody Gakpo in a minute. We can speak about all these different names. But are we going to sign anybody in January when the Glazers are looking to sell? Do we have any money to spend in January when the Glazers are looking to sell? That's a conversation I want to have with Kieran Maguire because I think it's a really, really important one. What else are you saying down here? That's not a difficult choice in any way, shape, or form. John Terry slipping. John Terry slipping to miss the penalty that could have won Chelsea the European Cup. As much as I enjoyed watching Luis Suarez cry, it's not even comparable. Not even comparable. Bellingham is still a risk, says LTN. I suppose any player is a risk, if you want to call it that. And it will be a massive financial risk. But, mate, the kids, yeah. You're looking at a Rooney-level player. You really are looking at a Rooney-level player there. Somebody who's just taking the responsibility and not sinking underneath it, but just lifting it up. It's almost making him stronger. Meanwhile, in an alternative universe, Souness blames Pogba for Juve's financial crisis. Nobody likes to see what's going on at Juve. Nobody. But that's what happens when you twist the books. What's going on now with Juve, I really hope happens to Barcelona within the next 2 years. Because it's so obvious what the swindling they were doing and the misrepresentation of numbers and figures. I hope that they get the same level of scrutiny and somebody finds out and actually gets rid of those, because Barcelona were dirty what they were doing there. Alex, as always, man, nice to see you here in the morning. Every single day you're here, the absolute gentleman of the channel, gifting 5 memberships here to kickstart the week. P. Hibbard, Amanda, Jay, Stone, Alec, Andrew, Gonsalves, and Harry Lowe. You're the lucky 5 this morning. Welcome aboard. If you want to become part of the community, make sure you follow the Telegram link. It's in the description of the video. I'd love to have you on board there. We only need 140 more likes. We'll get there before the end of the video. Let's move on to the next conversation here. And let's speak about a couple more things. We're going to speak about a couple of transfers before we speak about what's coming up this week. United have flown out to Spain. I'm going to speak through the traveling squad. Any talking points there? We'll take a look at the picture gallery from the first training session. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's move on to the next conversation. That's this lad, Cody Gakpo. The Netherlands getting through. They are in the round of 16. They are facing, I believe, is it Argentina on Friday after beating USA. Again, a very, very comfortable game for Netherlands. USA came out the blocks firing for the first 10, 15 minutes. The Netherlands just played around them. Cody Gakpo didn't score, but the Netherlands, they look good. They look better than I think they have done in the last couple of games. And this is what Malacia said about Gakpo. He goes, he's good enough for the top. There's absolutely no doubt. And he's not the only Dutch player who is being linked to Manchester United at this moment in time. Denzel Dumfries there. Fabrizio Romano is saying that Manchester United are internally discussing signing a new right back in case Wan-Bissaka leaves. Dumfries and Frimpong have been scouted, and Frimpong's price tag is around 25 mil, and he will be very keen on a move. Now, if you watch that game between USA and the Netherlands, USA's defending was absolutely tragic, I've got to be honest. But Dumfries got a goal. I think he got 2 assists as well. 2 lovely cutbacks. If you watch those goals, especially the first one, just beautiful team move from the Netherlands. I think it had 22 passes in the build-up to it. Lovely, fluid football, moving it around. Nothing too difficult particularly. Just nice short 10, 15-yard passes. Great one-touch football and a wonderful sweeping finish from Memphis Depay and a cracking cross. Honestly, it's probably that's pretty much as solid a performance as you can see from a right back from Denzel Dumfries. 2 assists and a goal. I know he's not been putting up trees at Inter Milan so far this season. But United, according to Fabrizio Romano, and we've heard this for quite some time, in terms of transfers that are likely to happen in January, Man United getting rid of Wan-Bissaka because he doesn't have a future at the club. I think we can safely say that now. Safely, we can say that now. But I've spoken about Ethan Laird. It strikes me as a smart thing to do. And the fact that, what's his face? Can't remember. Mick Beale has left QPR and gone to Rangers. That now means that the manager that Ethan Laird signed for in the summer's not there anymore. Things are going to change there. I don't know. For me, it seems to make sense to let Wan-Bissaka go to QPR, go to Crystal Palace on loan, and then Manchester United to bring Ethan Laird back in from our loan, and therefore we can keep the money for the big deals because we need a striker in January. Without doubt. I don't think anything's going to happen for Jude Bellingham in January, even from no matter where he goes. No one, I think, is going to actually sign him in January. There might be clubs that try and go aggressive, like City, like Real Madrid, like anybody, to get a pre-cut, so to get an agreement with Dortmund in place, in the same way that Chelsea are getting an agreement with Leipzig in place for Nkunku. He'll stay at Leipzig until the end of the season, but then he'll be moving to Chelsea. I could see somebody trying the same thing with Jude Bellingham just to get in ahead of it. In the same way that Luis Diaz and Liverpool, and that happened in January because Spurs were sniffing around him. Other clubs were trying to sign Luis Diaz, and Liverpool went, you know what, sod this. Let's pull the trigger now and bring him in. Let's find out. United overpaying, says Andrew, is football heritage. Indeed, we do love a good overpayment. That is exactly what Manchester United do. Frimpong's got a better ceiling, says LTN down there. But I don't know. I think you're right there, Ant. I think Wan-Bissaka would go to Italy and thrive. Of course he would. Now, of course, there's more World Cup action today. We've got Brazil in action against South Korea at 7 p.m. We've got Japan against Croatia at 3 p.m. 2 more games today. And the World Cup's heating up. We've got Casemiro, we've got Anthony, and we've got Fred, who could be in action for Brazil. We know that Casemiro is going to start. If we're looking at Anthony and Fred, I think probably both of them will be on the bench. Maybe Fred will start, but probably not Anthony. I think Rafinha is the favoured option on that right wing. And unfortunately, we've kind of seen that with Anthony, he has been. I've enjoyed watching him, but we've seen with Anthony the same sort of conservatism, I think, is a fair way to describe it. Every time he doesn't really skip past players. Rafinha's got that step over and knocks it past his player and can glide past them. At this moment in time, Anthony just doesn't have that part to his game. It's something that he's going to have to work on. I don't know whether it's a confidence thing. I don't know what it is because he can definitely do it. But all 3 of them could be in action for Brazil against South Korea. Won't be an easy game. South Korea have shown they're a quality team in the World Cup so far, and they will not give up. And I think that Japan-Croatia game as well, that strikes me as going to be... I've really enjoyed watching Japan so far. I've really, really enjoyed that. You can't imagine that. South Korea, Japan quarterfinal. You'd have to back Brazil, of course you do, but you cannot in any way, shape or form just write South Korea off because they're playing Brazil. I think that would be foolish. We're on 400 likes now. We only need 100 more. So make sure if you're new to the channel, drop a like on the video and then we'll get that box open there. It is 5 Cantonars. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Cantonars just above me there. You might not be able to see him, but that's Cantona up there. We've got 5 on screen because it is, it's the 5th of December. You got to get 5 Cantonars out. But look, this makes me smile. Erik ten Hag, back in his United training kit. Manchester United flew out to Spain. I was going to do a video yesterday, but I decided just to have a little day off. Sometimes you need a day off, right? Man United flew out to Spain. Let's take a look at the travelling squad for Spain and let's have conversations because there are some talking points that we need to go through, right? This is the travelling squad that have gone to Spain. You've got De Gea, Heaton, Bishop, and Dubravka. All 4 goalkeepers are there, of course, because De Gea was not part of the Spain squad. From a defensive perspective, there are some senior players there too. You've got Lindelof, you've got Wan-Bissaka, you've got Williams, Mengi, Bernard, Gerardo, Hardley, Bennett, Oyedele, Murray, and Fredrickson in midfield. Again, some senior players there. You've got Van der Beek, McTominay, Savage, Iqbal, Hansen Gore, and Kobbie Mainoo, who I know that everyone's excited to see. And from a forwards perspective, we've got Martial, Ilanga, Shoretire, Garnacho, Hugo, McNeil, and Emerin. There's some good players there. There's a lot of youngsters there. Of course they are. And they must be excited about it, man. What an opportunity for them. In the same way that during the summer, players were given a break. And those players who weren't there, it allowed the youngsters like Savage, like Iqbal, to have more game time, to have more focus from Erik ten Hag. And it allowed them to really enjoy a good preseason. This is randomly another opportunity for them. For a week, these players have got the full attention and focus of Erik ten Hag. And no doubt we'll probably be seeing some more of Savage, some more of Iqbal. I'm particularly excited to see this, lad. We're having big old conversations here about how good Jude Bellingham is, and we're seeing that. But I tell you what, Kobbie Mainoo is definitely one that we should be looking out for sure. But there's one big name who, of course, is not there. And that's what we should have a little conversation about this morning, right? Jude Bellingham. Not Jude Bellingham. Sorry, I've got Jude in my head now. What can you say? Jadon Sancho. He has been on an individual training plan. I think he's been doing that with some Dutch coaches recommended to Sancho by Erik ten Hag. And he's not gone out to Spain. Now, what's your reaction to that? You can let me know in the comments below. I don't know if Sancho's actually in the Netherlands training, but I know he's working with Dutch coaches. But obviously, Ten Hag has seen it as more beneficial for Jadon Sancho to stay with those coaches than to fly out to Spain to train with the first team and play against, was it Cadiz on Wednesday, I think. And then we've got Real Betis on Saturday, I think. Jonathan, you're saying that this was kind of, I wouldn't say it's strange to do individual training plans. I don't think it's strange at all. My immediate reaction was like, oh, I'm kind of surprised about that. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't take him there with that team to get involved, get some game time. It might not be the Premier League, it might not be the top level, but still playing against Real Betis and Cadiz will be 2 testing games for these players. But no, he's stayed there. Warren, you're saying, look, he needs to stay there. It's good. Brian, you're saying, I think it's good. Give him some time to focus on himself. Debbie, I think you kind of share the thoughts of a lot of United fans there. I'm really confused. I don't know what's going on with Jadon Sancho now. I think it's fair to say that I've got concerns about what's going on. It's been for quite an extended period of time. Even doing what he did against Liverpool wasn't enough to sort of like make him burst and come through. Yeah, look, obviously, as I said, I'm not too fussed by the idea of individual training programs. I'm just kind of surprised that he's not there as part of the whole team that's flown out there. Good to have that reset and rehab. That Sensei, you're saying, look, I think it's a positive thing. Getting his mental and physical game back to the next level. And Maddie, you're saying you think it's for his mental health. Well, we've seen now. You've seen now with Rashford what happens when the shackles are off. When, man, as I said, these footballers, we expect so much of them because they're on such huge wages. They're in the public eye. They're as susceptible to form as good days and bad days as we are, as just bang average humans. Sancho's been down in the dumps for a while. I hope he comes back. I still really, of course there's a player there. Of course there is. It's without doubt. But Ten Hag has taken a decision to say, you know what, Jaden, instead of you coming out to Spain, you stay there. You focus on that individual plan. I'll see you after that, and we'll get you involved and back in the first team. Because it's not as if he's going to be, he's not getting frozen out by Eric Ten Hag. It's not anything untoward like that. It's just something that Ten Hag has decided is probably better for him at this moment in time in his career. And let's see if it works. We need just 61 likes now, and then we can get that box opened. I always point in the wrong direction because it's backwards. There's the Christmas Cantona books. He's sitting there, topless, ready to be opened because there's some good ones. Depends, depends which way you are inclined, whether you think what's in there is good or bad today. But there's 3 of them, so it's going to be a good giveaway. Let's look at some of the photos from the training camps. We've got Anoa Emeran there, who's training with the first team. He's gone out. There's lots and lots of youngsters who have flown out to Spain. You've got Anthony Martial there. Lots of us are excited to see that man. Martial back, fit, fully fit. Imagine if Martial, I mean, it won't happen, so there's no point imagining. But imagine Martial stays fit for the second half of the season, right? I'm saying that, I've got that face because I know it won't happen. I know that at some point, he's going to get injured. I'm going to get disappointed. But Martial is there. Look, Victor Lindelof is there as well. Donny van der Beek. Nah, I'm kind of done on Van der Beek, I'll be honest. No offense to him. You got Maxi Oyedele and Bjorn Hardley there, training with the first team. Got Brandon Williams. Kind of forgotten about him. Who's that? Team Spirits, it says down there in the corner. That's a weird photo. That's giving me a headache. There's the boss. There's the man himself. You got Charlie Savage there, who was really impressive during the preseason, wasn't he? Scott McTominay, Victor Lindelof. You got Isaac Hansen, sorry. He's an exciting youngster. If you ever got the chance to watch the FA Youth Cup last year, like, he's tiny. He's absolutely tiny, but somebody who really is wicked with the ball at his feet. He's quite an exciting player to watch. Hopefully he gets some minutes out on this. Effectively, what is a mid-season tour, right? Mark Gerardo. There's Ten Hag with a couple of the senior players, and there's Fletch all joining in. I'm going to be doing my predicted 11 for the Cadiz game tomorrow. We play Cadiz on Wednesday night at 7 p.m, I think it is. I think that's the first day where there's a break from World Cup football. So it's pretty smart, really, for Manchester United to do there. Ross, I think that's kind of a fair comparison. It's not to say that he is the new Modric XYZ, but if you're looking at the profile of him and you watch him play, he's good, man. He's good, man. Brian, maybe I can do another video on that. I'm probably going to put Kobbie Mainoo as my number 1. He just physically and mentally seems quite a few years ahead of himself. You know, in the same way we look at Jude Bellingham, we're like, how is he 19? He does not play like a 19-year-old. I don't personally feel that Kobbie Mainoo plays like a 17-year-old. I think he's 17 anyway. What are we on now? We're on 16 likes. We're definitely going to get that. Look at that. It's amazing what happens when we can do giveaways. Everyone wants the giveaway. Absolutely. It's a good way to kickstart the week, isn't it? It's a good way to kickstart the week. Pre-season 2.0. Exactly that. Fergal, you're saying, look, new Dubai owners, the first statement purchase present for fans would be lovely. It would be. It would be really, really nice. You have 200. It's a good idea for a video, that, Amanda, really. I mean, I don't think we'll have 200 million for January. I really, really don't. Jonathan, you're saying, look, Bailly, Jones, Tuanzebe, Williams, Donny and Van der Beek, Tellers all need shifting. Bailly's gone, isn't he? I mean, he's only got to play. He's only got to play like a fixed amount of appearances, I think, for Marseille, and then he only costs like 6-7 mil. He's gone. Jones isn't even here. What is Jones doing? This individual training plan that Jones is on, he's been on it for 4 bloody months. What is it? Just being locked in a cage and not being allowed out. Tuanzebe, I think he's been unlucky with injuries. I think he'll probably be sold now. I agree with that. Williams, I told you I'd just forgotten about Williams. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. Donny van der Beek, I think he should be sold. And Wan-Bissaka, yeah, he should definitely be sold. Luke, let me know where you're watching from, buddy. I'll try and give you a shout out. Pete, you're saying, look, do you think Ten Hag is getting Sancho back to form so we can get top price for him as we've got Garnacho? I think Ten Hag will be looking at Sancho with some concerns, yes. But I don't think that Ten Hag is planning on selling Jadon Sancho at this moment in time. No, I don't think that at all. I think he's looking at the options. We've got Sancho, we've got Garnacho, we've got Rashford, we've got Martial. We've got good players, man. We've got good players, and there will be more coming through as well. Anthony, don't forget about Anthony. Mate, honestly, like Phil Jones, I've no idea. I've no idea what he's done, what nudes he's got, or where he is, because he's just not been seen at any point this season. He really hasn't. We're on 497 likes there. Coming in. Let's get this box on the go. Let's get it up. This is the third giveaway. I'm going to announce the winner of the second giveaway, which was the 1999 jersey. I keep saying jersey. Don't know why I keep saying jersey. Christmas sweater. Alex is saying Sam is going actually getting Ronaldo's old space in the first team dressing room. Not really sure. I've no idea. I'm sure he'd want it. Of course he would. 502. Let's get it on there. Boom. Let me get the Christmas giveaway box for number 3. Here he is. There's the man himself. Right. Giveaway number 3. Jonathan, you're saying how are you deciding the winner? Well, I'll tell you how to enter on this one. And I'll tell you exactly who won the last one. So this is, I think this is a good giveaway. Cristiano Ronaldo is no longer a Manchester United player. You know my thoughts on what happened there. But today we are giving away not 1, not 2, but 3. 3 CR7 shirts, right? They're ones that I bought for giveaways a while ago. I never gave them away. So I'm going to give all 3 away at once. Why not? To enter this one is very simple. There's going to be a video that's going to go up after the live stream on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok. How many goals do you think Ronaldo is going to score at the World Cup? You need to comment on the video with how many goals you think he's going to score. He's currently on 1. Portugal plays Switzerland on Friday. If they beat them, they'll probably face Spain in the quarterfinals. So look, there's 3 there. I've got my opinions on Ronaldo. You've all got your opinions on Ronaldo. But there might be somebody that wants these. I don't particularly want them anymore. So you're there. I'm giving away all 3 of those at once. And that's the last I've got of Ronaldo here. So however many goals you think he's going to score, there's going to be a video that goes up after this live stream on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok. And I'm going to choose 3 random people from everybody who comments on those videos with how many goals you think Ronaldo is going to score. And we've got to announce the winner here as well. This is from the last video. So 155 of you commented, as I said, so quite a few of you commented on TikTok as well. I'm going to be choosing the winner from YouTube this time. It's going to switch. It's going to be random. I appreciate that some people enjoy TikTok. Some people don't enjoy TikTok. But look, I'm going to choose a winner at random from everybody who's commented here. I'm going to scroll up and down for a bit. Let me go down there. Right. I'm going to close my eyes now. All right. Yeah, do this. Do that. I'm going to choose this person here. Who's this? Miracle. Look at that. You are the winner, sir. You are the winner. Make sure slide into my DMs with your address. And I can get the 1999 sweater sent to you. There you go. Congratulations to you, Miracle. You are the winner of the giveaway number 2. But if you don't reply and you don't slide into my DMs, it's going to be a rollover. And we might have to have a big bumper giveaway. Oh, look at that. I don't want to zoom in on my face that much. Let me go back to Eric Ten Hag. That's a much more enjoyable picture. But look, that's giveaway number 3 announced. 3 Ronaldo shirts, 3 CR7 shirts. They're the only 3 I've got left. And that's the end of it. And the only way, all you got to do is comment on the video I'm going to publish on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok with how many goals you think Ronaldo's going to get in the World Cup. That's it for today. CJ, the giveaway 2 was a 1999 sweater. That's already been done. Giveaway 3, which is today's, that's 3 Ronaldo shirts. I think it's a good giveaway. I'm sure you can agree as well. But Christmas is here. United are going to be back in action on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to watching us. I'm looking forward to watching those youngsters. I'm looking forward to seeing United play again. I don't know. I'm really, really looking forward to the second half of the season. I really, really am. But thank you, everybody, for joining in, as always. Thank you, everybody, for dropping a like on the video and helping us reach 500 so we open the Cantona Christmas box. Tomorrow, the same goes again. There'll be another giveaway announced every single day on these live streams throughout December. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So thank you very much. If you haven't already dropped a like on the video, make sure you do. But look, Jude Bellingham, it's a dream. He's a ridiculous player. If we get new owners in, I think it's a possibility. Other than that, I think he's just going to go somewhere else. But I think he will probably go in north of 150 mil. I've got to research and get my video done for lunchtime today. And then we're back in the swing of things. And I'll see you soon. Hope you enjoyed the intro. Look, let's go for the Christmas outro as well. Get those sleigh bells ringing.